Hi, my name's Leon. I'm a part of Team 2 Films. We make videos about cameras, shooting on film, DaVinci Resolve, and other aspects of filmmaking. If you haven't seen our YouTube channel already, please go check it out. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to DaVinci Resolve. But whether you're a complete beginner or an editor who already has experience with other editing programs, there's going to be something for everyone in this video. Let's get started. I am working on my Asus ProArt desktop computer. I'm going to load DaVinci Resolve. You'll notice that I'm working on the studio version of Resolve, but everything that I'm going to demonstrate is applicable to the free version of Resolve. When I show you studio specific features, I will call that out so that you know. So the first thing that you'll see when you load up DaVinci Resolve is this window. This is the project manager. You might be used to working with a program where when you create a project, that program gives you a file that you need to decide where to store on your computer. Well, DaVinci Resolve works a little bit differently. It manages those projects for you in what it calls a library. Sometimes people call this a database. You can see here that it's possible to connect to a library that is stored locally on your computer, or a library that's hosted on a network server, or a library that's hosted in the cloud. And when you work with a network or cloud library, the really cool thing is that it makes it easy to share your projects with other users. Even better than that, 2 or more people can collaborate simultaneously on the same project. Now that's pretty advanced. We're not going to demonstrate that in this lesson, but I just wanted to explain that to you up front because it helps you to understand why DaVinci Resolve uses this library system for managing project files rather than just giving you project files to manage yourself. It opens up all of those really cool possibilities that I just mentioned. So I'm going to create a new project and I'm going to call it Mountain Adventure. And now the regular DaVinci Resolve interface is loaded up. A really unique feature of DaVinci Resolve is that it encapsulates the entire post-production workflow into a single program. So you can edit, you can do color, you can do audio, you can do visual effects, all within the same program. Now imagine if Blackmagic had put all of those tools and features into a single interface. That might be a little bit overwhelming. Instead, what they've done is they've split DaVinci Resolve's functionality into different pages. And each page is specialized for a particular part of the post-production workflow. So for example, you would edit on the edit page. You would do color grading on the color page. You would do your audio design work on the Fairlight page. We're going to start on the media page. This page is optimized for managing the media that you import into your project. Up in the top left-hand corner, this part of the interface is called media storage. This is basically a browser that allows you to navigate the drives that are connected to your computer. And down the bottom, this is the media pool. It shows all of the media that you have imported into the project. There's nothing in here at the moment because we've not imported any media into the project. I have all of the files that we're going to use in this demonstration on my desktop. I could navigate to my desktop using the media storage window up here, but instead I prefer to use Windows Explorer. Let's just close this media storage window because we don't need it at the moment. But hey, by the way, these buttons in the top left and in the top right corners of the screen, well, you'll see similar buttons in each of the pages that you visit in DaVinci Resolve. These buttons are used to turn on or off different parts of the interface as you need them, or in this case, as we don't need them. So here on my desktop, I have a folder called Mountain Adventure, and I've already organized my media in here. I've got a capture folder, which has the media from the 4 different cameras that we shot with. And then I've got an assets folder that has additional stuff like audio, music, and some photographs. Right. Let's go back to the capture folder. And we'll start with C camera. I can import media into this project simply by dragging it down into the media pool. Now, the first time that you drag media into your media pool, DaVinci Resolve performs a check. It looks at the frame rate of the media that you're importing and it compares it to the frame rate of your project. Typically, you want the 2 to match because it's very hard to convert from one frame rate to another without introducing artifacts into the image. So typically what you do is, well, you know what frame rate you have to deliver in. So you would configure all of your cameras to shoot that frame rate in production. Well, in this instance, it's identified the fact that the frame rate of my media doesn't match the frame rate of my project. And it asks, do I want to change my project frame rate? And I'm going to click change. Yes, I do want to change it. There you go. That clip's now been imported. In DaVinci Resolve, this cog down in the bottom right-hand corner, if I click on this, it'll open up my project settings. These settings are specific to the project that I'm working in. Every project will have its own unique settings. Well, you can see that DaVinci Resolve has adjusted the timeline frame rate to 60 to match the media that I'm importing. You can also see that this project is set to HD resolution, 1920 by 1080. We're going to come back to project settings later. Right now, I'm just going to click cancel. So I've imported a single clip. That would be pretty tedious if I imported every clip one by one. It'd even be tedious if I imported all of the media one folder at a time. So let's just delete these clips out for the time being. Head back to File Explorer, and I'm going to go to the root directory where all of my media is stored, select both the capture and assets folder, and drag them in together, drop them into the media pool. All right, that was good, but also still problematic because you can see that instead of respecting the folders that media was stored within, it's just emptied out the contents of those two folders into one single bin within DaVinci Resolve. That's still no good. So let me just delete all of this media one last time and go back to File Explorer. Here's a really cool hot tip for you. Instead of dragging those folders into the media pool, drop them into the directory tree that's to the left of the media pool. And DaVinci Resolve will handle those files differently. Instead of emptying the contents of those two folders into one single bin, it's actually created bins that match the folder structure of the media that we imported. So I've been able to benefit from all the organization that I've done in File Explorer. I've been able to benefit from that in DaVinci Resolve. And if I can just take a moment to say, organization is so important. Whether you're working on a small project or a big project, be organized. Because otherwise, if you're not, and you just throw media into your media pool and you don't organize your media on your drives, you're going to create problems for yourself further down the line. So now that I've got my media imported, let's take a look at it. This is a project that we shot about a Blackmagic camera. Here it is, the Ursa Cine Immersive, and it's used to shoot 3D footage for virtual reality headsets. The media comes from a variety of different cameras. So I think A camera, this is shot on an iPhone. I think B camera, this is obviously a little bit nicer, this footage. This was shot on a Pixis 6K. C camera, I think, is iPhone as well. And the D camera is actually footage from a DJI drone. But you'll notice that all of the clips that we look at, I can double click on them to play them. They look beautiful, but you can tell that the clips don't look quite right. They are all a little bit gray and desaturated. Well, this isn't how the images are meant to look. You might recognize this footage as having been shot in a log color space. And that's a setting that people typically enable on their cameras that allows them to record a higher quality image that captures more of the colors and dynamic range that was present in the scene that they recorded. Well, the reason that those images look wrong is because my monitor isn't set up to display log images. And of course, we're going to be delivering this to people who also don't have phones and tablets and TVs that are designed to display log images. So we need to convert it into a standard that those devices can understand. The most common standard that we use is Rec 709. If you've edited before, you might have used a LUT to convert from log into Rec 709. And LUTs are great, but they can be a little bit tedious to use because you have to apply them to the images yourself. So there's a much better way of handling log footage in DaVinci Resolve. We're going to turn on a feature called color management. And the setting for that is in project settings. So we'll head back there. There's a tab on the left, it says color management. And this first drop down here that says color science, I'm going to change it from DaVinci YRGB to DaVinci YRGB color managed. And check this out. Instantly, the image is now displaying properly. So what's happening is DaVinci Resolve is looking at the clip's metadata, and that has information about the color space that this footage was shot in. And it uses that information to normalize the image from log into Rec 709, and it does it in the background. Before we've done any editing, before we've done any color grading, I get to work with the media as it's meant to look rather than that washed out gray log image. So you can see it's applied to all of the images, but there is one exception here. Look, if I go to A camera, the A camera's working, the B camera, oh yep, we've looked at the B camera already. The C camera's working, but D camera, this still looks washed out and grey. And the reason is because the DJI drone that shot this has not put metadata into the file that DaVinci Resolve can understand that allows DaVinci Resolve to work out what color space this footage was shot in. Really easy to fix. I'm going to select all of the clips and do it in one go. Right click, go to Input Color Space, DJI dgamut dlog. And now we've told DaVinci Resolve what color space this was shot in. It has properly converted it into Rec 709. You might not be working with footage that's been shot in log. You might just be working with Rec 709 clips that have come directly off of your phone or off of your mirrorless camera. But I wanted to show you that because eventually you will come across log footage.